we expected, some incremental improvements, and I do think we saw that. Obviously, there were a lot of passes during the race as far as from the data standpoint. The way these races play out, you never know what you're going to get. But I think we had, and again, it's still early on. We're gonna dig into everything and talk to all the drivers and teams and do quite a bit of digging here at the R&D center. But we had like 2,800 green flag passes, which is the most with the next gen car at Phoenix. So it did deliver that. But I think we're never done. We're never done looking at improvements and adjustments. And when you get Christopher Bell, he didn't really seem to have too much of a problem passing. That's for sure. Toyota had a dominant race, and it was a pretty interesting race from the tower.
What is preventing NASCAR from taking perhaps maybe a bigger swing when it makes an aerodynamic platform adjustment like the one we just had?
Well, I think, and that's a great question, but I think, we do have to be a little cautious on our moves. I mean, it was a new tire. We did actually two changes at the same time. The rear diffuser come from the test that we did, in January with the drivers that were there. They really felt that did help them somewhat in traffic, and they had to try to drive the car a little harder. The tires were definitely favorable by the drivers, and I think we could see that they certainly some of them were used up at the end of the race, so they were having to work a little harder in there and a little more difficult to control the car throughout the race. We saw that as well. We saw it in practice. We saw it in qualifying. So it certainly delivered that. But again, we do have to be cautious of what tire we use. We have to make sure, obviously, that everything is all the tires are up to the standards that Goodyear wants them to. And it just it's short track racing. This car certainly is still in a development stage. I mean, we're only in year 3, so it's just one of those things. You got to just we got to pick away at it, and there's no real magic lever that can get pulled. Everyone's got a different opinion. The drivers, the engineers, and everybody looks at it from their own lens. So we try to take all that information and put together make the best decisions we can to make the improvements.